Hello everyone, thank you for joining this webinar. I'm so happy to greet you and to share these informations with you. The serial of webinars, of which this webinar is second, is called How to Become a Successful Sub-Licensee. So, first question is why to become sub-licensee, then how to become a sub-licensee, and then how to become successful in it. So, as there are different types of sub-license agreements, in the first part of this serial I have chosen to go through all the types of the sub-license agreements. In the first webinar I spoke about all of them, and now every webinar will be dedicated to one type of agreement. Today's webinar is dedicated, the topic, the theme, is agreement called Sub-License Agreement granting the license to use trademarks Grabovoi and Grigori Grabovoi for conduction seminars. So further on I will call it shorter agreement for seminars. This agreement, as its official name tells us, gives you right to conduct seminars on the teachings of Grigori Grabovoi. So all of the education program on the teachings of Grigori Grabovoi, containing all of his work, all the books, all the seminars, artistic pictures he made, all the serial of them, is available to you once you sign a sub-license agreement, so that you can share it with others. Basically, technically, how you do it is that you first download the book from the electronic library as a sub-licensee. You will have or have already access to electronic library of Education Center. You choose the book you want to share with others and simply read the book. I am speaking from the standpoint of someone who have no knowledge at all of the teachings of Grigori Grabovoi. These sub-license agreements are for them as well. There are many reasons why it can be done this way for a complete beginner, let's say, and I will speak about some of them later in this webinar. So you read the book for the first time, let's say. Of course, it's recommendable to read it 2 or 3 times But even if you read it just once, you need them in order to prepare your seminar, to try some of the technologies or methods given in the work you are about to share with others, just to try it, to practice it. Every method and technology is given in simple words. Everyone can understand it. So there is no problem to understand the instructions, what you should do in order to gain results in your control, in your practice. So try at least one or two methods or technologies. Set a goal of your concentration. It's recommendable to be a goal that you can measure, that you can see the results. And you don't need to set some big goal, something which you can check, like set a goal to find a parking place easily when you go to work or something like that, and see how it works. So gain some experience, at least basic experience, no problem. And then you need to promote your webinar or seminar. You need to attract people who will attend your webinar or seminar. Maybe it's easier to start with webinars, with online seminars, from different reasons, mainly organizational and promotional reasons, because if you conduct webinars, we can give you support. Grigori Grabovoi, acting as an entrepreneur and administration and technical support, can provide you and will provide you, first of all, with a webinar platform you can use. No charge. So you can give a webinar through the website of entrepreneur. Also, you can announce your webinar through the website of entrepreneur. And also you can count on promotional support given by the administration of the website and social networks and other ways how we can support your work. So you will attract some people to your webinar. I would recommend, but it's just a recommendation, you do it as you think is best, to start with a simple promotion of the teachings. So the basic level, the first point in education of the sub-licensees is special education program, which will be conducted within the education center for the education program of Grigori, on the teachings of Grigori Grabovoi. It will be introductory course, so you will learn all the basic principles of the teachings. But nevertheless, even before you go through this introductory course as the first point, then other books, you will learn with the help of the lectures of the education center Just inform people who is Grigori Grabovoi, that he is a scientist, what is his work about, like about author and his work. Give a presentation in general, just to try to see, to practice how it goes. Or you can immediately start with the presentation of the book you have read. What does it mean? It means, what does it mean to present a book? You are a consultant, you do consulting. So you simply retell the book, what you have understood from it, what are the chapters, some of the content. You can prepare quotes, that's very important, the best way. Choose the quotes, choose the sentences or paragraphs that are interesting for you, that resonate with you, and simply retell the content of the book for your listeners. After retelling or during the retelling, you can share some methods and technologies you have tried yourself. Simply read the instruction given in the book. What does Grigori Grabovoi says how you should do specific method or technology? And encourage people to set some goal, some harmonious goal, and to try it, to practice this method or technology with you. After you finish your webinar, send the book you have read and on which you have conducted seminar to the listeners of your online seminar, of your webinar. So it's recommendable that the price of your webinar is close to the price of the book in electronic form. And we will give you a link where you can see where officially Grigori Grabovoi entrepreneur is selling his books, to see the price of the book. So you can charge for your webinar or seminar approximately the same sum. So the value people get is that for the price of the book, they get also a presentation of the book. Someone helped them to understand, someone introduced them into this knowledge given in the book, and you do it to the best of your knowledge. That's it. In the same way as you do webinars, with the time, maybe when you have enough listeners on your webinars, you can organize seminar on site. Just rent a room where you can do it, promote it before it, and do the same thing just now on site. Or you can start with working on site and then with webinars, or you can combine, or you can do it your way. It's very important to be personal in this work. What do I mean by personal? That doesn't have anything to do with the transference of knowledge of Grigori Grabovoi, of his teachings. You should quote, is the best. Quote the author. But you say, to my knowledge, as I understand it, in my opinion, so just make a clear distinction when you are speaking from your own mind and when you are quoting author. That's important. People should know. And then tell simply share with people what is your experience, your reactions, and especially results you have achieved with the practice of the method or technology you shared with them. So simple. Some people have opinion who are not beginners in the teachings of Grigori Grabovoi, in studying these teachings, that they don't know enough because they see how immense his work is, how multidimensional, how much there is to be learned here. And at the same time, author is constantly giving new and new and new material. And, you know, there is no one in the world who knows all of the teachings except author, of course. And his teaching is a living organism. It develops. And every time you read the same book again and again, every time you discover something new, you just feel layer by layer of information going deeper and deeper in understanding and in practice and getting results. It's an eternal process. So some people say, like, I don't know enough. That is not what author says. He said, after listening of my seminar or webinar, immediately after the seminar, start sharing the knowledge you have just received with others. Immediately after. He didn't say even like you take some time to digest it, to think it through, to whatever. No, immediately start sharing. And I would like to speak about this sharing principle a bit, sharing the knowledge. First of all, bear in mind that many people suffer. That cause of the suffering is simply ignorance. And ignorance is lack of true knowledge. And that true knowledge is given in the teachings of Grigori Grabovoi, proved in practice, endless times. Every day, countless people have results by practicing this knowledge. They develop in a harmonious way and reach level of salvation when there is no suffering anymore. And they continue to develop eternally, harmoniously, of course. But then they think more about helping others. And in the same time, more you think about helping others, faster you will go out of the zone of suffering yourself and your close ones, of course, your family, friends. So, people suffer because they don't have contact with the true knowledge, true science of Grigori Grabovoi, And you have that approach to this knowledge. You have access to the whole library in all available languages. You get special training courses given by the author personally. A series of webinars for sublicensees, for sublicensees to use PIRCA1U sublicense agreement for the use of educational program, and PIRCA1U device for development of eternal life concentrations. That's a different topic. I will speak later in some other webinars about this sublicense agreement. You have a special course organized for you in the education center to help you fasten your development, evolution of your consciousness. You have technical tools, organizational tools, support. So quickly you will come to the phase when there is no gross suffering in your life. But even if you just read once a book of Grigori Grabovoi, any book, any seminar, watched any webinar he gave, you know much, much more than someone who doesn't know anything. And a lot of people haven't heard about the teachings of Grigori Grabovoi, or they have just some basic information, sometimes not correct information. So you know more than them. Then it's normal to share it. It will help them. You know, this feeling of compassion, this joy of helping fellow being, it's highest joy. When you go in the evening in bed to sleep, knowing that you share the knowledge with people who can apply this knowledge, these technologies, and help themselves and also help others, you will sleep well, knowing that there is a meaning in your life. And there is no higher health. There is no any better way to help other person or persons than to give them true knowledge. Why? Well, because they have autonomy there. They can help themselves and they can help others as well. They are not dependent on anyone's help, outside help. They can do it themselves. And of course, they need to learn more, to study. They will come again and again to your webinar. And they will become sublicensees. Then you will help them to become successful sublicensee as well, share experiences and other things. So that is one reason why you should not postpone starting your work of conducting webinars or seminars. Start immediately after you read the book. Just schedule the webinar, start it. It's free of charge. You don't have any costs. It's free for you. We give you that support. And develop your experience. There is another reason also. There are many, I will speak about few, why you should start sharing this knowledge as soon as possible. Meaning immediately. after signing sub-license agreement, choose one book, read it, present it to others. That's it. And that is, there is no better way to study the teachings of Grigori Grabovoi than to share it with others. More you share, more you get. There is a saying, maybe you have heard, you own what you give. What you try to hold for yourself, that you will lose. So simply me personally, when I am pondering about some sentences, some concepts, and if some information is not unpacking quickly, information given in some work of Grigori Grabovoi, what I do is share this information with others. And I listen to myself while I am sharing it and learn myself from what I'm speaking to others. It's amazing, you know. It's like a miracle. Jesus Christ said in Gospels to his apostles, I'm not quoting, I'm just retelling. He said to them, don't worry what you will say when you stand in front of people. Just open your mouth and Holy Spirit will speak through you. And that's really how it works with the teachings of Grigori Grabovoi. Because there is invisible transference of knowledge. And when you share a true knowledge, that sharing is supported by the Spirit, the Divine Spirit. And you know and you can more than you know and you can. It opens up simply. That's the divine law. And also law of psychology as well. So simply more you share, more you will understand, and your consciousness will evolve faster. There is also this point, like there will be many sub-licensees of the teachings of Grigori Grabovoi. Millions. Really soon. Why? From the simple reason. Because everyone wants to live eternally in a harmonious way. And Grigori Grabovoi scientifically proved and showed in practice himself and his disciples that everyone can and should live eternally in the same physical body. It's achievable. All you need to do is to educate yourself, to receive true knowledge and to practice it. That's all. Everyone wants it, of course. Just people doesn't have information. They don't know how. You can help them. So many people are joining now, and much more will be joining in the near future. So let's say there is, for example, like 1 million sub-licensees. Is there any competition? Why there will be no competition among the sub-licensees? I will explain. Because no one can share same knowledge, everyone share it, in the same way you can do it. You will simply attract people who resonate with you, with your personality, with your temperament, with your mentality, with your vocabulary, with your understanding, with your results in practice. And they would like to grow together with you. In other sub-licensees, they will attract other people. They will resonate with other people. And some people would like to go some part of the way with one sub-licensee, then other part of the way with another. Then we maybe come back to this one, we can change, they have choice. But to remind you, there are billions of people at the moment on this planet. And everyone should have contact with the teachings of Grigori. So 1 million is not much. There is so much, it's such a big need for expansion, for ultimately fast expansion of this knowledge, because people need help, because the planet needs help. We are constantly living under the possibility of global catastrophe. There lies urgency of realization of the goals of the teachings of the Grigori. And the first one is that everyone has access to it. And also, according to your personality, you will orient more to some parts of the teachings. And you will be better in some part of the teachings. Other sub-licensees will be better transferring this knowledge in other parts. It's highly recommendable that you study all of the teachings of Grigori Babić. Read all of the books, watch, listen, or read all of the seminars, watch his artistic pictures he made, all of the teachings. There is a deep meaning in it. Although, even with one sentence, any information given in any part of the work can open all other informations given in all of his work. It's so interconnected because it's multidimensional knowledge. It's knowledge for the soul, for the spirit, for the consciousness, for the mind, for the physical body as well. For all the levels of existence of human personality and the world at large. But still you will have your specialties. Other sub-licensees will have other specialties. So there is no competition. And there is also one point. There is no exclusivity. There is no monopoly. There cannot be. And it's not just spiritual law. It's also human law. You are, as a sub-licensee, with the agreement for conducting seminars, working in the field of education. You are working in the field of education. And by the acts of United Nations, one of the basic rights, human rights, is right to have the right that everyone have access to education. It's international law that there should be no monopoly in education. So you are supported and guarded by international law and all the laws in all the countries. Every state has an interest that their citizens are living well and developing themselves and produce more well-being within the society, because that society is more successful then. At least at the level of the laws, it's like that. So, working as a sub-licensee with the license right to use the trademarks Grabovoi, Grigori, Grabovoi for conduction seminars, you are working in accordance with every state law or international law, and also with the laws of nature and the spirit. So, there is a great need for this knowledge, and there is a way how you can do it now, how you can join in, and there is only one way how you can become successful in it, and that is practice, living experience. So you can start now. How you can become a sub-licensee? By signing sub-license agreement. I want to speak now about some administrative and practical issues also of becoming a sub-licensee. Let's say you have really heard me. You have sensed my joy and happiness and feeling of fulfillment by being the sub-licensee of Grigori's teachings. So you want to become one as well. Or you have already had this desire, just you didn't know how. Or you are already a sub-licensee. Because this series of webinars are for the sub-licensees as well, not just for the people who would like to become or think about. So what you do, you have links at the bottom of this page. You can go, click on the link, download agreements. If you go to this website www.grigori/grabovoi.world, you will see the links for these subcategories on the banner, on the front page. You cannot miss it. So you know you want to become sub-licensee, you just click on the link, download agreements. And you will come to one page where all the available agreements are given in many different languages. I think 8 or 10 languages, something like that. So you choose a language on which you want to download the agreement and work in this area, language area. And first, when you choose what kind of agreement you want to sign, for example, we are speaking today about agreement for the right to use trademarks for conduction of seminars, you choose that one, how you will proceed. Download application for signing agreement first. Of course, you will download the agreement itself to read it, to see what are the conditions, what are your rights and what are your obligations. Inform yourself in detail. And then fill in this application for signing agreement. What you will find there in this application are basic data, like you will find what is your first, second name, the level of education, your address, just personal information. And also, you will find questions like, how long are you practicing the teachings of Grigori Grabovoi? Okay, so we want to know from where you start. Be sincere, there is no any judgment from anyone. And also, there is 100% of confidentiality in all the information you share with us. 100% confidentiality. These informations we use in order to know how better to help you, not to do anything else with that information. Why you need to upload or send a copy of some identity card, driver's license, passport, or any document with a picture? It's just for us to see that there is that is a real person. It's not like a fake identity. That's the only reason. I don't care how you look. I care how you work. And also, you will be asked, from where you got the information about the possibility to become a sub-licensee. So you write where you got this information. And then there is a question, who organized the signing? Who promoted it? And you write who inspired you, who informed you, who helped you to become a sub-licensee. And some other questions as well. But these are the basic ones. For us, it is important to know where did you get the information, and it's usual to check how our sharing of information about the possibility to become a sub-licensee is working in different channels. It's normal back information. And who helped you? Who organized you? Who have promoted? Who have supported your signing of sub-license agreement? That's back information for us to know the results of the work of the people who promote signing of sub-license agreements. When you finish with the application for signing agreement, then you sign a sub-license agreement. And that is not just to sign it. There is some data you need to fill in also. Your name, your address. If you wish, you can put you are also asked like your email address, your Skype, your phone number. It's optional if you want to share, but full correct name, clearly written address, correct address, and your bank account from which you will send the percentage you send to Grigori Grabovoi for receiving the licensed right to use his work. That should be written really in a readable sense, I mean really clearly. And there are two sides there are two identical texts in two different languages. On the left side of the page is the text of agreement in Serbian language. Why? Because Grigori Grabovoi, acting as an individual entrepreneur, registered his entrepreneurship in Serbia, in Belgrade, and he is acting as a legal entity in complete accordance with Serbian laws. So contract should be written on Serbian language. And on the right part of the page, the same contract is written in the language you have chosen. Let's say English. And translation is done by the official translators. So it's correct translation. And what you need to do is to write these informations you are writing both on the left and on the right side of the page. You need to sign part of the agreement which is in Serbian, and this part of agreement which is on English. We guarantee that it is the same agreement, same text. You are concerned by the English part, and this Serbian part needs to be signed also. For these legal reasons, because, as I said, Grigori Grabovoi as an entrepreneur is working in accordance with the laws of Republic of Serbia. So fill in all the data, please. You don't need to fill in these optional ones, but you need your email. How we can communicate? Anyway, you will send it by email, the copy of the agreement. But if will you put your Skype or phone number? That's not essential. It's good. It gives more options for communication. But these few important informations you need to write down. You need to write it down clearly. So after signing agreement, scan it. Signed copy, scan it. It is recommendable, it's really helpful if you do not just make a photograph with your phone, smartphone, and just share it on email. Because it's a bit difficult sometimes to read what you have wrote in agreement. So it's best to scan it and send to the email given in the agreement. Email of entrepreneur is official email. Copy of signed agreement. And also print it. Print it in 2 copies, please, in a paper form, and fill in and sign both copies, and send both copies via post office or to the address which is given in the contract. It's an official address of Grigori Grabovoi as entrepreneur. So you have signed and sent electronic copy via email, and you have filled in and signed in paper form 2 copies, and send them, and you have sent them via post office to the business address given in the agreement. That's all from your part. You're done. Then we will print and give Grigori Grabovoi to sign agreement, scan it, and send it to you in electronic copy. And when we receive agreements in the paper form, then he will sign the agreements. He signs personally all the agreements. You are signing a sub-license agreement directly with Grigori Grabovoi. There is no any intermediary. And then we will send one copy in a paper form, your copy. They are both identical, signed by Grigori Grabovoi. We will send it to you via post office to the address that you have given us in the agreement. That's why we need to have clear information on your name, first name, second name, your email, your address, your bank account. That's essential. If you are a legal entity, you will write what is your registration number, tax number, and other details about legal entity, company, or whatever you have. Because agreements can be signed both by physical persons and legal entities. In many countries, physical persons can act as legal entities in the sense that they can conduct business. Like it's in Europe, it's in Canada, it's in States, but in Russia it's the same. Just take a tax number, that's it. You're acting as a physical person, but you have a tax number, so you pay taxes. It's logical, it's simple. In Serbia, it's not so simple to become an entrepreneur. It's actually like you're opening a company. So, if you live in those countries and plan to work in those countries, then you can work as a physical person. And also, since this sub-license agreement is about transference of right to use intellectual property, that is also protected by international laws, and you can be a physical person as well. So it's simple. The moment you receive agreement signed by Grigori Grabovoi in electronic form on your email, you are a sub-licensee. You can start to work immediately. Legally, that's allowed. But you will receive also one copy signed by Grigori Grabovoi in paper form as well. And then we will send you also instructions how to access the Library of Education Center, how to schedule a webinar if you want to use the webinar platform of website of entrepreneurs, website Grigori Grabovoi is an entrepreneur, technical instructions, how you create a meeting, how you conduct a meeting, and that's it. You are a sub-licensee. If you live and want to work on site in the United States of America, in Europe, all the countries of Europe, European Union, or Australia, Japan, or China, then you will sign a sub-license agreement for the right which gives license right to use the trademarks Grabovoi and Grigori Grabovoi for conduction of seminars, because those trademarks are registered in the countries I just named. If you want to conduct seminars in countries which are not, where trademarks are not registered, and you live, for example, in Canada, any country of South America, India, or Thailand, then you will sign a different sublicense agreement. It's actually identical sublicense agreement, just it is called sublicense agreement for the licensed right to use the work of Grigori Grabovoi for conduction of seminars. So that's the only difference. It's not the right to use the trademarks because they are not registered in those countries. It's the licensed right to use the work of Grigori Grabovoi. If you want to conduct seminars on site in other countries which are not listed in this list, then you just send a request to us, to the email of entrepreneur, and we will include those countries, those countries in which you want to work as a sub-licensee, conducting seminars on site. We will include in the agreement. So you can work anywhere in the world, in any country in the world. It's simple. You are receiving the right to use intellectual property of Grigori Grabovoi and signing directly a sub-license agreement with him acting as an individual entrepreneur, called GRIGORII with 2 I's, Grabovoi, PR, it's entrepreneur in Serbian, preduzetnik, PR, shortly, consulting, it's basic activity, and the name is Technologies of Eternal Development. Technologies of Eternal Development. That is where you are invited to join in spreading and sharing the technologies of eternal development to everyone, to everywhere, to everything. If you want to work online, then there is no territorial restrictions, because internet is international. So all these territorial conditions are connected with the seminars given on site. That is all I have prepared for this webinar. When we go in the next webinars through all the basic types of the sub-license agreements, then we will deepen the training, information on every sub-license agreement, on every type. So I will speak a lot about this agreement. It's highly important. I cannot say it's most important. So because like sub-license agreement for publishing books. To publish books on Grigori Grabovoi, amazing work, excellent. But still, living word, using already published books and sharing them in electronic form with your listeners and helping them to introducing them to this knowledge, that's basic work of sharing this information of possibility to live eternally in the same physical body in a harmonious way, to help everyone. Really, it's not ideology, it's science, proven science. To share technologies of eternal development. That is your task, that is your mission. Legally, formally, spiritually, and on any level, human person can act. So, start now. Become a sub-licensee. Start sharing the knowledge, gaining experience, educate yourself, and have fun. Thank you all for joining this webinar. See you in a week for the next one. All the best.